facing a recession, we should drive bold, sustainable, strong, and inclusive growth. The second key priority for us was to have accelerated sustainable development goals, because only 12 of the 169 SDGs are on track, and we are way behind the schedule. We are midway at the 2030 action point, but we are way behind, and therefore accelerating SDGs, improving learning outcomes, health outcomes, nutrition, all these were very critical for India's presidency. Thirdly, we wanted the world to take the lead on green development in the context of climate action and climate finance. And there were several components of this which we wanted to drive, and therefore green development, climate action, climate finance was our third priority. And because both SDGs and climate action require finance, particularly for developing and emerging markets in the global south, it was critical that we focus on multilateral institutions of the 21st century, how to redesign and reform them. And our view was that global south, developing countries, emerging markets, which has been a very, very key component of India's presidency, must be able to get long-term financing and must be able to use new instruments for financing to drive both SDG and climate finance. So the fifth priority of India's presidency was that we must have technological development and digital public infrastructure. Because if we have to lift vast segments of the population, if we have to make a difference to the global south, technology will be the key driver. And most of the innovations in the world have come from the big tech in the West, and even in China they've come from big tech. But India has created a very unique model of digital public infrastructure, which is open source, open API, is interoperable, and has enabled digital identity for every citizen, has enabled bank account for every citizen, has enabled everyone to do fast payments, has enabled everyone to improve learning outcomes and health outcomes. And during the COVID, we were able to do 2.2 billion COVID vaccinations. And therefore, technological development and how to use digital public infrastructure to drive growth, when 4 billion people of the world do not have digital identity, about 3 billion people do not have bank accounts, and over 133 countries do not have fast payments. That was critical from India's priorities perspective. And the last key priority, which the Prime Minister elucidated and which he felt very strongly about, was women-led development, to bring women-led development, to bring women empowerment and gender equality. So these have been the 6 key priorities of India on which we have worked. We started our presidency on which the Foreign Secretary will talk about, with a meeting of the Voice of the Global South. We got the perspective of 125 leaders, and then we remained focused on the perspective of the Global South and the requirements of the developing countries. And the New Delhi Leaders' Declaration, which many of you will see post the summit, you will see it as a voice of the Global South and the developing countries. No document in the world would have such a strong voice for the Global South and the developing countries as the New Delhi Leaders' Declaration. And therefore, the Prime Minister's vision of India's G20 presidency being a very inclusive presidency has been our aim. There's been a huge scale and reach of India's presidency. There have been 19 G20 countries and EUs, and the EU, that means 20, 9 special invitee countries. There have been 3 regional organizations. There have been 11 international organizations who participated in all the 220 meetings that took place in India. We were able to use this opportunity to take the meeting to over 60 cities of India and every state and every union territory of India, and use this opportunity to demonstrate the liveliness, the vibrancy, and the dynamism of India's federal polity. Every state vigorously participated, and we were able to translate and bring a huge transformation to the city infrastructure in 60 cities. When G20s are held across other countries, they are held in the capital or maximum 2 cities. In India's case, we've held them over 60 cities of India and used this as an opportunity to transform them. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've had over the biggest participation in G20 from across the world. We have had Africa's highest ever participation. In addition to the 29 countries, we have had 32 additional countries. We've been the voice of the Global South. We've done a huge number of Indian, during this period, we've used this opportunity also to push a huge amount of Indian narrative through one district, one product. That is, every district which has come out with a product. Focused, that was the only gift we gave to all the visitors who came during our presidency so that we could have an impact on the lives of our artisans. We have focused on millets, which is critical from the viewpoint of sustainability of agriculture. We have focused on achievements of India as a mother of democracy, as focused on the digital transformation and digital public infrastructure. So with these few words, ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you that our presidency has been inclusive, decisive, and action-oriented. Our New Delhi leaders' declaration is almost ready. I would not like to dwell on it because this declaration will be recommended to the leaders, and the leaders will then accept it. And only after it has been accepted by the leaders, we'll be able to talk about the actual achievements of this declaration. With these few words, I'll conclude. Thank you very much.